regular council meeting of the Village of Armada will now come to order. Will everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will clerk call order, roll please?
Shaw.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Conan.
Here.
Wallach.
Here.
Bailey.
Here.
Cooper. Here. Belkey. Here.
Approval of the agenda. What's the council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I'll move that the agenda be accepted as presented.
Support.
It has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is citizen comments. Citizens in the audience can address the council. You have 3 minutes that you can have, and state your name for the record, and we'll go from there. Steve?
Is it just an open forum right now, is that what you said?
Yes, for citizen comments.
Okay. I'm here tonight because I'm looking to see what we can do about the water quality over by the west end of town. And I don't know, I'm trying to find out how to get the information, how to go about this. It seems like we've got a rust problem, and Ed's tried to take care of it numerous times by flushing the pipes, but that's really not the problem. It's that the pipes are old. And my concern is that it seems like most of the villages got pretty good water. My water at the office is fabulous. But we've got, water that's semi-good. All of our toilets are stained, all of our clothes are stained, the shower is stained, and it just doesn't seem fair that we're paying the same amount of money that everyone else is paying. Or how we can go about rectifying it.
Steve, what area are you talking about? Are you talking about
Barrow Street.
Barrows inside of the...
Yeah. And Ed's done everything he possibly can. He's done a wonderful job trying to resolve it.
Well, Steve, I think we'll have to refer to him and we'll have to converse with him. He has the water licenses and he knows more about that part than I would guess maybe we do. We've heard a lot of the stuff, but we don't know all of it. So if I know naturally the lines over there, he has stated too that they need to be larger than what they are. So that's probably one item that would probably help. And of course, we're hoping to have money. It's not going to be this year to pave them streets over there too, like Teats and Simons, and also Burroughs, so then it would probably be looped around there, see.
Well, that would be a real nice thing to have, this in the streets over there, but really I think the quality of water is more important than what we're driving on.
Well, we have to do it at that time, but the thing
I understand it.
The thing is, when we are doing infrastructure and that kind of stuff, it has to probably coincide somewhat. And so the thing is that the best thing is we'll have to converse. Mike is our water commissioner.
I talked to him.
Yeah, okay. So he knows about that. And naturally, I don't mind sitting in if there's another council person who'd like to sit in. We will also try to see what we can, possibly do, but it's nothing promising right offhand because of the amount of money, it's involved with it, see.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to research this to try to figure this out a little bit. It just doesn't seem fair. And really, I guess it's back to the situation that it seems like the majority of the village has pretty good water. Am I not right in saying that?
I think you're right.
And there's a small area that doesn't have very good water because of the size of the pipes. And the question was, or the statement was, well, we have old pipes in the church. Well, we have a copper water line coming in, and we've got all new pipes. I don't have any old pipes now. So it's not an issue of that. We put in a brand new toilet 3 weeks ago, and it's stained orange already. We can't keep it clean. So the clothes we wash, everything in there is stained orange. The only way to take care of that would be to put an iron filter in. And it just doesn't seem reasonable that we're having to pay extra money to take care of our water when other residents aren't. And I'm not trying to tell the other residents that, they have to share the cost, but just doesn't seem fair, that's all.
Well, I think the best thing is that we'll try to look into it with Ed. And like I said, if Mike wants to have a committee with myself, I'll be glad to sit in, or any one of the other
Yeah, I
council
need to be part of that as well. So that
persons.
I know what I'm putting in the budget.
Yeah, okay, so being a treasurer, money's the important part, which I touched on. So we'll try to see what we can maybe come up with,
Okay,
That's
fair, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Has he been flushing that more, Steve? Do you know?
He has.
He
He
has.
has been.
Yeah, I think he's been doing it every week.
That's what he told
Every
me.
week or every 10 days. Like I said, that's a marvelous guy. He's done nothing but try to make it work.
Right.
It's just that the infrastructure
Yeah.
is to the point where it's really not, I don't think it's salvageable in terms of that.
Well, if he has to flush it, maybe if he's doing it once already, like you say, the thing is that we'll see if he can do it once more, make it twice, or maybe even 3 times, if this is going to do, part of the trick.
Does it
So-
seem to help at all after he flushes it, or is it just, you don't notice a
If you
difference?
don't notice it because everything is orange.
Okay.
And I mean orange. I'm not talking just a light
Mm-hmm.
tinge or anything like that. Like I said, the brand new toilet is almost stained already, and it's only been in there about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we want to have good water naturally, so, but the rest of the town is pretty well, has been taken care of with the increase of the lines and everything too in the past.
Like I said, the water,
Recently, too, so.
yeah, the water in my office is fabulous. I mean, toilets are absolutely clear. I think it's much more drinkable than it ever was.
Yeah,
You go
And
to
well,
town, you
with
drink
the,
the water of town.
when we put in the system down there too, that helped tremendously. So, and the thing is now, eventually it's going to have to be taken care of and probably cleaned out, or the filters or whatever.
Media.
The media itself. So that's why I say the thing is that Ed has been talking about that too. So, and then the water tower, they have already sort of dropped a fee on us. And it seems as though their fees are getting so high, where when we first put that in, they promised us and talked about $25,000. They're way over now. They're, what was it, Joe, the last, if you can recall?
The media company, they were wanting $200,000.
Yeah,
250, I think.
250.
Yeah, we touched on it.
250.
So like I said, seems like it's out of reach, but they don't care, They do the job and they quote a price and that's it. But we'll see, we'll talk with Ed, number one, and go from
That
there.
was Steve.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening to my concerns.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll get back with you again, Steve.
Anyone else at this time would like to address the council at this time? Stand up, state your name for the record, please.
I'm Sherry Barfell, and we own the Armada Corners building, and we've got to address this parking issue, guys. We've got a really big problem here. I talked to over 80 businesses to try to get them in our building, so this building can pay its bills, and it's been in the hole every single year. This parking issue's been out here for over 20 years, it's not getting resolved. Apartments up the street are parking on the side streets. They have a lot of parking back there, and they're taking up the parking places that the businesses need to use on the side. Whenever I talk to any of these businesses, they always do the demographic studies, and I continually get told, well, you need to have at least 50 to 100,000 people before we're gonna bring our business out to that town. So there's no way I can compete with that. So when we finally get a business who says, okay, well, we'll look into it, they call the village, and this is their terms, they get hassled, the village is unreasonable. One guy said to me, they're idiots. This is what they said to me. We've got archaic stuff out here. We've got to get addressed, guys.
Sherry, can I ask you exactly
Yes.
what the questions they asked, where they felt they got
I'm
reasonable
not
answers?
part of that call. SBS Vision was one of the ones that called Michelle. and they don't always tell you who they are, and they start asking questions about moving their business here. And they were like excited, they were gonna, you know, take that front part of the second floor, and after they talked to you guys, the guy said, no effing way, is what he said to me.
Okay,
So,
well,
I was
find
like-
it a very,
Ask
a very
them to come
terrible.
into the village because we
Yeah,
never
because,
received a
yeah,
call.
we don't,
Well,
I
whoever they
disagree
talked to,
emphatically with that, so,
whoever they talked to, I
They
haven't
didn't
been
talk to
part
anybody in
of.
our village.
yeah.
Half the people call the township office, so.
Yeah, well, again, these are businesses calling and inquiring about, you know, the town
But it's
and
also
different things
third-party
like that.
information coming here from you,
Well,
so.
they talk to you direct and then they talk to me direct.
Not me
No.
directly.
So I don't know who they talk
Or
to.
me, or myself.
So-
I
directly,
would definitely, yeah,
I think
But-
they were telling you.
I'm
about-
gonna
Well, here's-
stand my ground on that, guys.
Here's the deal, okay? I finally get a thriving business there. We sent them a whole bunch of our clients. They're doing amazing. Plymouth Physical Therapy, they've added more hours, they've added more days, they've added more therapists. Medicaid comes in and does their check, their audit, and Medicaid says, you don't have enough parking here. And all through this whole time, Jeff has said, we love you, we love the building, the bathrooms are spotless, everything is clean, there's no odors by the train, everything is wonderful. And since Medicaid pays their bills, they're breaking their lease. So they have 3 years left to go on the lease. And it's not really their choice because else they can't get paid by Medicare. So that's the issue here. We've got to get some things changed around here in this town. We need to get this town thriving, guys. This town needs to be a destination, a place to come to. We need to power wash these buildings that look terrible. We need to get some banners up here. We need to get some flowers up here. I was in Romeo this weekend. Giant bouquets of flowers coming all the way down almost to the ground.
Why
That's
should the
what
village
draws
power
people
wash
here.
your building?
What?
Why should the village power wash your building?
No, my building is fine. But these older buildings, Dr. Khan's building, Joe, is
Anybody's
falling
building,
apart.
why should the village power wash someone
No, I'm
else's personal
saying-
property?
If businesses can't be drawn here, owners of these buildings are not going to have any incentive to take care of them. We've got to make this town a destination, a place to come to. And we've got to fix this parking problem. I know you guys have talked to Larry about buying this. I don't know what happened with that. The house behind me, I'm picking up half a trash can full of shingles every time it rained or any wind or anything. Now they finally did the roof. You guys should consider buying that house. It's falling down. It's falling down. We need more parking in this area. If I can't get businesses in the town, businesses are what pays taxes. The major part of the taxes are the businesses, not the little homeowners out here. So you need to draw businesses to this town.
Do you know, excuse me, do you know if these houses are for sale?
I have no idea, darling. I have no idea, but this parking issue's been going on.
President Willard, please.
Marvin, this parking issue's been going on for over 20 years. And it's gotta be addressed.
Did
Or-
Medicaid not do audit with them when they came in? How did they, why is
I
parking an
don't
issue
know
now when it
why
wasn't in the beginning?
I don't know why, all I know is that, they came in about 6 weeks ago and, did the audit. I don't know if they did anything beforehand. Everything was good with the elevator. I mean, we have Otis there, we do all our checks. I mean, everything is good. And Jeff's all through this and said, we love what you do, you change it up for the holidays, all of these things. I anticipated them renewing for another 5 years, Michelle.
FYI, Medicaid never called our office about parking either.
Well, I don't know about them calling, but you talk to Jeff, talk to Plymouth Physical Therapy. That's what they told me is the
Would love
I've
problem.
never met a Jeff from, I've met a
Send
woman
him
from.
in and we will talk to him.
Yeah.
because he did
Sure,
not call
I will
us.
tell him to give you guys a call.
Yeah.
Fine,
But
he did not call us.
that's the main thing of why they're moving out of the building is because of the parking. They need to have more parking places
Okay,
there.
you not have another
So-
subject before we?
Basically, we just gotta change this thing in town, guys. One gesture, one person, one moment at a time. Hope is saying I believe in tomorrow. That I wanna be a part of it. That means we need to make some changes now in this village so that we can get businesses here. If this building is empty, then I can't pay taxes, I can't pay bills, then I'm leaving. And you need businesses here. They come and go all the time because this town doesn't do anything to draw them. So we need to address this parking issue, guys. And we need to get it taken
Well-
care of.
So is Medicaid saying they don't have enough dedicated parking?
They
Or
said
there's just
that
not enough parking throughout
they
town?
need so much
So
parking
dedicated
based on
parking.
their patients and
That's
stuff.
not gonna happen.
Well, can't we put up some kind of a sign there for during business hours that those will be available for
If we do it for
PT?
your business, we have to do it for every single business downtown, and there is not that many parking spaces.
Well,
all around.
if the building's empty, you're not gonna have any income and you're not gonna have any tax money, any
You're,
tax
you're
base.
presenting a problem that doesn't have a solution,
Well, there needs to
other
be a
than condemning
solution.
property, and
You
I don't
guys,
think anybody
you
on this
guys
council
built that
is gonna do
building.
that.
I didn't
No,
build
we
the
didn't.
building. You
No, we
know,
didn't.
you guys made it available for that building to be built. You had to consider the parking issues at that
It
time.
replaced a building that was already there.
It was already
The
there,
building.
so there was no
Right.
change
So
in
there-
the
yeah.
back.
But again, you had to consider the parking issues at that time.
In all
Well,
fairness,
yes,
the
this is
village of
so-
Armada owns 3 parking lots.
Exactly.
Here,
Behind
over
Cozy's.
behind, on the other side of API and behind Cozy's. We have 3 parking lots and we don't have to own parking lots. I mean, it's nice that
Those
we
are
have them.
available for anybody to park in, so.
I live across the street from the Cozy Corner one, and it is never full unless they're having an event.
Well,
Not
again,
even
these are
during
the,
fair. was
these
it
are
full.
the changes that Medicare told Jeff, and Jeff has to break his
So I
lease
don't believe
because
that there's been any change in the parking situation from when they first signed their lease till now.
they've
So
been
they-
there 2 years. We have a 5-year lease.
Can I finish?
Well,
So when they moved in, they knew there wasn't enough parking. That's not.
I don't know if they knew, Sam, what,
But you knew.
but,
Yeah.
well, again, you have to provide parking for businesses. So-
We own parking lots.
And it comes
We
in
have
waves, and
provided parking.
I talked about that with Jeff, it comes in waves. Sometimes it's really full, sometimes it's empty. But, you know, it's based on their client load, how many people that they're seeing, all of those kinds of things. We gotta do something, or people aren't gonna shop in Armada.
Sherry, do you have another item?
Nope, that's it. We just
Okay,
need to
thank
address
you. Your
parking.
3 minutes have been over. Thank you. We'll take it under advisement, try to work on it with planning commission or whatever.
Well, I appreciate that, because, again, we've gotta be able to, we
There's
gotta
no
fill that
promises
building.
unless the property's for sale sometimes, too. You know, so, okay. Thank you. Presentations, is there any presentations? No, there isn't. Administrator reports, F&B report. Steve, this is your department, and
Yeah,
also Chris is here.
Since Chris and Scott are here, I'll turn it over to them.
This is the sewer report for July 2018. We didn't have any MPDS permit violations during the month of July. Our average flow per day was 90,000 gallons. Our maximum flow for one day was 175,000 gallons. That was on July 31st. Got some good news for the village. We were able to talk Hydrodyne Engineering, the people that refurbished the mechanical screen, into including the $1,100 that it would have cost to design and fabricate some covers that were existing on the screen back when it was originally put in, and somewhere over the years they've just been thrown away or broken and missing. So I talked to the company and they agreed that they were gonna fabricate, which they did, for what they originally priced the job to be. So saved you guys a little bit of money there, $1,100 and some change is what it was. Little side note down there, the screen was delivered last week. The Hydrodyne technician is gonna be out September 5th to hook it up and run it and ensure everything's running properly before he leaves. So they're the ones starting it, so if something don't work right, the liability's on them. I'll try and be short here. In Appendix E, you guys have some pictures of the lift station hatch and vent stack. That is an old steel hatch. And I've actually been down to the plant, or down at the lift station and had the neighbor one time ask me, say, if I had kids, I'd be concerned about that for a safety issue if they fell and hit their head on that. As you can see by the pictures, it's pretty rusted out. It is gonna need to be replaced. The actual steel hatch is one of these times we're gonna open it and it's gonna fall into wet well. There's one hinge holding it on there currently.
So we have to get bids for that, or?
I had one about 3 years ago from one contractor, and they were gonna raise the level of the wet well, just pour an extra like 6 inches of cement. So everything was one level instead of having that grade on the sidewalk, but I mean, again, that was 3 years ago, so
Do you remember what that price was?
I wanna say it was like $6,000 for a hatch and everything.
Everything?
But they didn't give me a detailed statement of, you know, they're gonna have to also get new stainless steel slide rails for the pumps to pull out if they raise the level up and things, so I hope they took that into consideration, but it's something that I would highly suggest we start working
Well, it
on.
looks like that door should be replaced immediately.
Yes, and I would suggest coring a new hole through the cement and putting a new vent stack in. All that does is give the sewer gases a place to vent off without trying to prevent an explosion-proof atmosphere.
Can that be plastic?
It could be plastic.
That's what you want.
So there's no vent stack now?
There is, but that's that
Yeah,
little
yeah.
blue,
Right.
some kind of steel pipe sticking out at an angle there.
Okay.
I'm still working on another, getting a proposal from UIS for an effluent flow meter, so Ken Wesley's been on vacation, he should be contacting me anytime.
Chris, do you know if this was part of the SSU identification?
I haven't been involved in that, but from my understanding, what I was told is since the SRF loan has been reduced, all the monies have to go into the wastewater plant, but that's hearsay, so I haven't been involved in the meetings for about a year now, so I'm not 100% sure.
But it was identified.
Yeah, what it said was security measures, if I remember right, by Giffords on the lift station.
Okay. 'Cause we could probably put this into what we're working on
And there is some new,
because of the safety issue of it.
How soon would we be able to utilize those funds to fix this stuff?
We still got, it's gonna be a while,
I guess for now, if I can put a 4-inch,
but we could take this out of Steve's replacement funds too.
I could
But
put
it's
a
gotta go
4-inch
in.
Fernco rubber coupling on the vent stack right now, so if someone hit their head, at least it'd be rubber instead of jagged metal. I mean, I think they cost maybe $12, something.
Well, as rusty as this.
That's all
I'd be afraid to
And
have
if
it
someone
walk
kind
on
of,
it and fall.
the actual triangle cement where it dips down, you can move them. I mean, they're not attached, so. I had the neighbor call me one time, 'cause we got a bunch of rain and it came under them slabs and he thought that the wet well was overflowing, but it wasn't.
If we were to replace just this lid, would it be something that we could reuse when they change the grade of the cement?
Yes,
And
yes.
make the opening the same size?
Then we should probably look at doing.
There's a lot of little details that go in. You gotta make sure your opening's big enough that you can pull your pumps out. And if you ever did have to upgrade to bigger pumps because you get more connections on, you wanna make sure since it's gonna last, that aluminum or whatever stainless steel would last a long time, you wanna make it big enough that if you had to make your pumps bigger with the volute casing, that you could still get them down in there and pull them out like we just did with Jet, so.
I was just concerned that we would throw the money away if we were to replace it now, and then once we have to change the grade of the cement, that lid wouldn't be any good anymore.
They can reuse them.
I'm assuming that framework is embedded in the cement, it's anchored in the cement.
It's anchored into the original wet well, and
Yeah,
it's
okay.
pretty bad shape. I didn't have pictures of that, but anything stainless steel is great in there, but connections and things like
Is
that.
this something that you would get bids on, or something that Steve or the village itself would have to look at to get bids on it?
I could call 3 contractors, but if you guys wanted to ask for an RFP for, so everybody's apples to apples and using the same type of material and, you know, this and that, I could call 3 contractors, have them come look at it and give proposals, but then we can kind of look at it and see if they're apples to apples, you don't want to
Or
use.
even see how much it's gonna be.
Get a general idea, and who's out there that can do it,
Right.
so.
It'd be a higher cost if we have a liability problem.
Which
Hard
Right,
to
a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you mind doing that?
Nope, I got
Thank you.
Jet is actually, they gave me their report because they were out and did their annual inspection, so next month there'll be a few more things to talk about, but if they want to overwhelm me, I'm taking too much time already. Steve, I did call our source point for Mercury, I haven't received a call back yet, I'm gonna try again tomorrow.
Okay.
We did have 2 emergency call-outs during July. One was due to a power interruption on July 16th. Just came in and ensured everything, reset the alarms and ensured everything was operating properly at the Colonial Street lift station in the wastewater plant. And on the 22nd, we had another ghost alarm, and I had called Steve on that to let him know we had it. Got an alarm at 2 p.m. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday. I had to look at my calendar, and I came in and there was no alarm to be found.
Oh,
Checked everything out, everything was fine. So, kind of wrecked my day. I am going to be talking to Steve. There is some new grant, the keyword grant funding out there, depending on how everything's structured. I might need to have somebody email me your sewer rates and things like that, because they base it off that kind of stuff from what I heard. To try to find you guys some free money so it's not a...
Sounds
Is
good.
it for refurbishment or replacement, or what is it for?
It's a lot of different things. They just released a lot of money. I'm not too technical on that. I got people a lot smarter than me that deal with that, but we could at least find real quick if you guys would qualify for any kind of grant, then you guys could go from there and then turn in an application and stuff.
Figure out what we can
If
use.
you or if Joe or Michelle want to email me what your sewer and water rates are, that would be fine.
Easy peasy.
And I can pass it on to the proper people. At least ask questions for you guys.
thank you.
I think that's all I have. I always take too long.
You're fine.
Does anybody have any questions?
Steve, you have anything else?
Do we have any, I realize it's not the August report, but of course, we always worry about the fair.
The fair's over. We collected sample. It wasn't representative. Wanted to say that. I think the sampler was collecting sample early in the morning before the crowds got there. And from my
He was early, I saw him there, I worked there pretty every morning.
And what we do is come pull the jug and reset the sampler so it'd run another 24 hours. But as the day went on, from my understanding, they ran a hose down that line last year to keep all the toilet paper flowing. Well, this year the hose kept clogging up and the strainer kept clogging up with toilet paper. So we were collecting samples for a certain amount of hours a day until eventually it got clogged up with toilet paper. And we were able to collect samples in the early morning hours, which isn't representative of what the actual loading was. It don't appear we didn't have, from I'm 99% sure, no plant violations due to the fair. But the first day went nice. Numbers were normal, pretty high, like they should be. And then after that, it was not very representative, in my opinion. But we do have the numbers to report, and you're gonna have to address that next year. I think I was told by somebody last year they like I said, ran a garden hose down there. I think it's no flow urinals and low flow toilets, if I remember right. So there's not much water being to push all that toilet paper down that little 4-inch line to keep it flowing.
Makes sense.
So you'll make a note in a file on that,
I
see
can
if somebody
talk,
does that next year for us.
see if I can ask them where we might have to, I don't know how long you guys' contract is, make an addendum to the actual contract you guys have with the fair, saying, you know, maybe you need to add more water. If it is true that they got low flow toilets and no flow urinals now to save on water. I can't 100% say that's correct. I've never been inside the bathroom structure, so.
You could find out if they pulled a plumbing permit, and if they didn't, we've got a pretty good deal there.
As recent as what? As
Well-
recent as what?
As 2 years,
Didn't it burn down or something?
Yeah.
The bathroom.
The bathroom.
Yeah.
That's where
I
they-
don't know, it didn't burn down. It
But
just
they
had
had
damage.
issues.
It burned.
It burned, but I don't think it
Not to the
it
ground,
didn't burn
but-
completely down.
Extensive repair.
I was in there several times, it was working.
Yeah, there was no
Big
back.
job, huh?
That's personal.
Next year we'll let
TMI.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nobody's fault. It's just something that happens. I mean, you got all that toilet paper and not a lot of just water running through and it just backs up in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks, Chris.
Any
Thank
comments
you,
on that,
guys.
Joe?
No problem.
No?
I will be on that.
Liaison
Contact
report?
with you.
I'd also like to talk to you about the water issue.
Thanks, Chris, I
Thank
thought
you.
you was first.
It was nice meeting you.
You guys have a great evening.
Have a safe trip back.
Oh, we will. Thank you.
Any liaison reports besides? If not, no general business. The consent agenda, what is it? The approval of the regular council meeting minutes of August 13th of 18, and the payment of bills, special event permit application,
I didn't see-
Armageddon.
I didn't see the application.
You know what, I didn't put it in here, neither says
What
that,
did
but
you
that's
say?
fine. We can just, that's fine. I'll put it in,
Well, did she put anything on
she
it?
did, no, we did receive the permit, Thursday morning, or I'm sorry, Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
But because it was so close to the deadline, I put it on the agenda, but I didn't do this separate sheet for it, so. But it's fine. I mean, everything's fine. It's the same thing as usual. Mike's
Okay.
looked it over, I've looked it over. We are gonna include on there though, that there is to be no throwing candy or anything like that to try to draw people out. I don't know I don't know if that happened, but we just wanna make sure that we have that.
That they're aware of it.
That they're aware of that.
That's been a policy.
Yeah,
every
well,
year.
because we've been doing it for the homecoming parade.
Correct.
So I do have that, so the motion would just be to approve the special event permit application.
Okay.
All right, what is the council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I'll move the consent agenda to be accepted as presented.
A second?
Moved and supported. Any further discussion, please? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Old business, sewer plant update.
Well,
Steve, do
Chris-
you have any additional?
Well, Chris kind of took care of that, so I think we're all set until next time.
All right, West Main Street update, Mr. Ballard, please.
I'm waiting for notification from Spalding and Decker to set the pre-construction meeting, and I don't know when that'll be. I'll have to contact them again.
Very good, thank you. That'll be in September though, I mean, because it's getting there already.
Yeah, have to do something.
Yeah, okay, we'll get it as soon as possible, probably. New business. Your department also, backhoe lease, you want to address that issue?
Yes, at the present time, we're still waiting to get notification from New Holland to see if they have the same thing, and see what their price is gonna be, so we're waiting on them. That's it.
And then as soon as you get that, you need to get me. the
Exactly.
numbers So that I can
Yep.
do that comparison, okay. Thank you.
Sale of stock at the CompuShare.
This is stock that was generated from our original principal life insurance policy. It has accumulated over the years, and I've tried to eliminate it several times, and never got anybody that could cooperate or understood what I meant, I suppose. Till finally, just recently, I did get hold of someone who was very helpful and set it up so that we can follow the procedures to sell the stock. So it takes a resolution from council to give them authority to set it up for sale. I will authorize the sale and take care of executing all of the.
How many shares do we have?
We have 483 shares. And it's worth about $14,122. So
Do you get a dividend from that or anything?
we get a common stock dividend. So,
You don't wanna just leave it alone?
no, because a municipality technically shouldn't have common stock.
And we've been trying to.
We've been trying to eliminate this,
Yeah.
and they, oh no, you got, you get it, you know. But once you sell the stock, that's it, it's done, because you've eliminated every time, so.
How did we
It
buy
was
that?
part of,
We
we
didn't
didn't
buy
buy
it.
it.
We didn't buy
It
it.
was part of, when we opened our initial principal life insurance policy, it was stock that generated from that. So,
What are we gonna do with these funds then? Just put them in the
I'm
general
gonna put it in
fund?
the general fund for right
Okay.
now, and come next budget, we'll determine what to do with it. I'm sure there's somewhere for it to go.
Oh.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to adopt a resolution to authorize the treasurer to initiate and process/sign any and all documents pertaining to the sale of all common stock shares at market value held through Principal Financial Group on behalf of the Village of Armada.
Second.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, yeah, I'd rather have a roll call.
Ballard,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Delphine,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Wallach.
Yes, motion carried.
Okay, I'll get the letter out ASAP to initiate the sale.
And the next thing is, the important one is our, we decided on the new roof. And we can let Mr. Nickel know he's here tonight, Ashley. And so
He
what-
doesn't even know it's on the agenda.
I
Good
just
luck, Tom.
announced it.
Really? We're on the agenda?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Well, then we have to pick the roof color.
Roof color.
Oh, roof color. There you
Yeah,
go.
no,
I knew that.
Oh, okay, all right, good.
So,
Boss is always the last one.
This whole sheet are the colors.
We passed this
Young
around. Take a
Steve
look.
dropped those off. I don't know when I wasn't here, but they were magically on my desk tonight, so.
I think the bottom ones are an extra cost.
Yeah, he said from the top ones. Yeah.
They got a nice Kelly green in their name, I think that's good.
Evergreen is nice. Evergreen or autumn red's good with me. What is
I
that,
think- I
orange?
think the
They don't have
shingles-
orange and black.
Do you know, like, the tent set barn in that, do you know, are those, well, those are coming off. But like, the DPW garage has shingles on it now
Half of
that
it
are
has
black,
metal.
right?
Isn't half of it already metal? I thought half of it was already metal.
Yeah, they already looked.
Yeah.
You guys were talking.
Oh, better than any of us probably.
Yeah.
Because he looked at it for the quote.
I kind of like the evergreen, that's what I go to.
Do you have any
It's a
recommendations?
garage.
Do you have any recommendations?
matter.
What you're experiencing with colors of roofs?
They all last the same. Does it?
Terratone is pretty.
What's that?
Terratone.
Terratone.
It's like a medium gray.
Is that fragrant?
Colors
No.
of the
It looks nice on the roof though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be similar to what.
Let's say, what
picture-
color is this she's saying?
Terratone.
It's like a gray, right? Like a slate, like more of a slatey gray.
So
It's like
blends in.
it goes with anything. It
Yeah.
either picks up
Blends in
black
well.
and grays or picks up brown depending on whatever your siding is.
Oh, well,
It
since
really
we already
does.
have shingles and we're not replacing the whole roof on the DPW garage, that might be. I don't, no, I don't think, we're not replacing the whole roof on the DPW. I think it's
So I
just the
think
front.
the old part has got metal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I don't know what
that
color
was,
it
I
is.
don't remember.
Well, we can match.
Probably silver, silver.
Yeah.
It's,
That was green.
I almost think it's white or it's faded.
Steve, do you know what the color of this metal portion of the DPW's garage is?
Isn't it white?
I think it is white.
Roof?
Wow.
I think the siding and the roof are white on the old part.
I don't remember, to tell you the truth. You know, all the paint finishes are, what they're using is a Kynar paint finish. So that's the hardest paint finish that there is out there, and it's got the longest lasting in terms of fade. Usually the darker colors you pick, they will eventually fade
Fade,
more than
sure.
a lighter color. But the Kynar, it will really last close to 40 years without fading.
Why don't we just say whatever's closest to the current DPW color?
Well, I heard two colors, something about red, something about green. Should we just take a straw vote on the colors, them two colors?
I just say
like
whatever's
three
already
greens there.
on there, match it up closest. That's what I say.
DPW with that one.
Right.
Well, I'd say- I'd say
So
match
how
it
about we
up.
direct Ed to pick the color, because Ed wouldn't pick the color, he maybe bring it to
Well,
you
no, we're
guys.
not gonna do that, John.
So-
We're gonna do it ourselves.
I just say to match what's already up there that we're not replacing.
So we don't know what's up there.
Yeah.
But all you gotta do is take that color chart over there and figure it out. It's not that hard.
I can do that if you want me to.
Good idea.
It's no big deal.
So we're gonna authorize,
Mr.
like
Shaw.
Mr. Shaw to match the color.
Match and select.
Wow, boy.
There you go.
All right, so to authorize Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
I never seen women release that.
You've never been allowed to pick the color of
It's
your
a garage.
And every customer will come up to you, that's the first, the guy will come on, he'll say, well, I'm not, I said, I'm not talking to you about color.
What do you want, honey?
Yes, dear.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna, all right, so to authorize Shaw to use the color chart to match the current DPW garage color as close as possible and choose that one.
Yes.
And make the selection.
Hold on, hold it. Authorize Shaw to, now I said that really well.
Compare the color chart to the current Shingles.
Compare the color chart to the current
Roof.
DPW garage roof.
Yep.
Are the other roofs gonna be the same?
Yeah, no, or you guys know? who's-
Are all the roofs gonna be
Yeah.
the same?
Can't.
And make
I'll be
it
talking to
so.
him anyway.
Need to.
Well, there's the
Yeah.
DPW roof,
Garage roof
the Kent
and-
barn, and the old well house.
To
All the same
inform
color, right?
Ed of the color
They're all dark
choice.
shingles.
Yeah.
You're comfortable with that, Mike, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go
All right,
ahead and make that motion.
you'll make it?
I'll support it.
Moved and supported, any further discussion?
Michelle, you'll let me have that color slip
Yes.
so I can just go.
I will.
If not, no further discussion, all in favor, please.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Up and coming agenda items, we don't have any, do we? School will be starting, that's about it.
Tiger Days yesterday, or today and tomorrow.
So, citizen comments. Floor is open up again for citizen comments at this time. 3-minute time limit and state the name for the record. Seeing none, hearing none. Council comments at this time.
The Jason Friedman.
Freeball.
Memorial is September 9th.
That is,
Is that a
that's
Saturday?
our meeting.
That's a Sunday. It's a
But it's
Sunday.
Sunday, the 8th is a Saturday.
So 10th is
That's
our
the
meeting then?
dedication.
10th is our meeting then, okay, fine. Anything else? Community events? No community events? We don't have a closed session tonight? Open for adjournment.
Time is 7:42. I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Good, motion carried. Thank you.